on a Saturday afternoon. You could have done a lot of other things, but it shows that you wanted to learn something, you wanted to do something, you wanted to know the path which is required to be a web app developer. There are a lot of things which are tell on the internet. Somebody will say that you should learn DSN algo and all those things. We'll get to all those things, what you should learn, how you should learn, and definitely we're going to do HTML, CSS, and JavaScript also. So let me see if everybody is there. Welcome all. Okay, so welcome all. Yeah, so I'm live on your YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and Twitch also. But I want you all to watch it on YouTube. If someone is watching it on LinkedIn, please watch it on YouTube, because that is our main platform. That is where we want you to watch it, because we want our channel to grow so that it can reach more people. See, there are some influencers out there who are doing good thing. It's not like doing bad thing, but it is like that you should all know what you should do, what a mechanical engineer should do, and all those things. Okay, what someone who's from a non-IT background do. And we specializes in helping people who are from a non-IT background or from any background out there, okay, to become a web app developer. Okay, so let me also share about myself. Let me see whether I'm live or not. One sec. Yeah, so yeah, I'm live. Hello, hello, hello. 6 people are there. Let more people come. And one thing more regarding the teaching which I'm going to tell is that we are going to teach everything on HTML. HTML will be taught completely, but CSS and JavaScript are not that small to teach. So okay, so it will take some time to teach CSS and JavaScript, which generally takes CSS generally takes around 4 hours to teach, and JavaScript more than 8 hours to teach. So we have a lot of CSS and JavaScript classes on the channel. Like, they are also workshop, and then they are also like, you will get the certificate, you'll get the participant, everything is there freely available also on our YouTube. And we have courses also, of course we have courses. And so it is like that. Okay, if you want to learn from a YouTube, you can learn, and if you want to learn from courses, you can do that also. There will be more mentorship. So someone might be saying, means some one of my student was asking, see, why you are giving everything for free? So I was telling that some people are there who cannot pay, so they can learn from here, they can learn everything here. And the paid people get mentorship and job assistance also. So that is something which is there. Like, maybe we want to do, like, someone might have heard about physics wala, maybe something like that. Okay, so hello. And let me also share my screen, a brief about me. So this is me. And see, we are live on LinkedIn also. So if someone is watching on LinkedIn, okay, let me also tell them that if someone is watching on LinkedIn, please do come and watch it on YouTube. Let me give them the YouTube link, so that, because we want you all to watch it on YouTube, so it's much better. One sec, I will give the YouTube also. Okay, so give the, one sec. Please watch on YouTube. Okay, so okay, I have put that thing. It is okay. Okay, so this is about me. I am Nabindu Vishwas. I have more than 23K LinkedIn connection. Yeah, and we'll come back to LinkedIn later on. Why I'm telling you I have 20K LinkedIn. So what does it benefits you? It benefits you a lot. I'm a corporate trainer. I'm a full-time corporate trainer right now. For the past 1 year, I'm a full-time corporate trainer. Means I teach in very, very big corporate. In fact, I teach in some of the top 10 service-based company. I cannot tell the name, because corporate you cannot tell the name. Okay, so I have taught in very big European companies also, but I was not always like that. For the past year, I'm a full-time trainer. Before that, what, I left my career as a software developer at the top of my career. Like, I was an associate architect in a product-based company in Innomites. I used to handle 10 front-end developers. Okay, so that is was what I had done. I have worked for more than 16 years in the industry. Now also I'm in the industry, but now I'm in a teacher phase, more of a teacher phase. I code, but I don't code production projects anytime. So someone, if someone asks for me for production project, I don't do that. A teacher generally, they teach the beginners project. The production project you have to learn. So the production project we create. I have created a lot of projects on the YouTube channel, so you can see that I create a lot of clone projects. They are very tough projects. Those are also there on the channel, and we keep on creating them. So that is there. And if you go to my LinkedIn, like normal time, you'll see that I'm an author of technical books also. So if you can see here, Okay, this is my LinkedIn profile. You can go through it. I have more than 16 years experience. I have worked in almost all big companies on the planet. Why I'm telling you all this? Because you should know from whom you're learning, who is the person behind that thing. So as I've told, I am from September 2021. I'm a JavaScript teacher and a founder of TWD. TWD is a company. Now it has grown a lot. We have like another 2 teachers who are going to take this after me. Okay, so the Mosam is going to cover HTML and CSS, and Hari is going to cover JavaScript. Mosam is our HTML and CSS expert, and Hari is a JavaScript expert. I generally take nowadays React.js, which is right now not covered here. So that is there, and this is me. Like from the past 1 year and 2 months, I'm at Bhopal, my hometown Bhopal, and I am working from here and growing this thing here. But I have spent most of my time, most of the past 16 years in metros, like 12 years in Mumbai and 4 years in Bangalore. So I worked in all big companies like InnoMinds. I worked IBM. I have worked, and I have worked in 𝐏𝐴𝐺 is a very big bank. I have worked in Oracle. Oracle, everybody knows what is Oracle. Okay, so that is like that. And also worked in a government company. Started my career with a government company known as CDAC. Okay, so CDAC was a government company. My first job was a government job. Lasted only 6 months. That's a different thing. Okay, so that is there, and this is about our company TWD, through which you are going to get the certificate. Yes, you are going to get the certificate, and for the certificate you have to fill 2 attendance form, not 1 attendance form, 2 attendance form. 1 attendance form most probably I will give before the HTML starts, because HTML will be taken by Mausam Mishra, okay, from TWD. So he will take if you go through our channel, you'll find Mausam taking a lot of classes of CSS, and that is the main thing which he does, and he's a very good teacher. And then Hari is going to take the JavaScript. Okay, so that is there. And one sec. Okay, okay, so that is there. And one more thing, see, like what you have to fill, you have to fill the attendance form. What attendance form you have to fill? So these are the Google form which you have to fill. These Google forms you have to fill, and as I told, one will be given around 3:30 p.m. and one will be given towards the end, which is maybe anytime from 5:30 to 6 it can be given. And this is something which you have to do. And please do follow us on YouTube and Instagram. The links are there. We have a very good channel on Instagram also, in which I generally tell something which I feel right, which is according to the latest thing. So if you go to my link Instagram channel, a lot of your doubt will be solved. Generally we are not able to take a lot of one-to-one nowadays, and group career solving doubts nowadays, because that we have kept from for our paid people, like career guidance and all those things, because they are a bit serious, so kept that for them. So but I do a lot of things on my YouTube channel, and Instagram also. I do a lot of shorts. Whatever I feel something right is that it is there on the Instagram. You can follow this, and this is some mandatory requirement also for this. And then you have to give your email ID. Okay, you have to email ID on which you are going to get the certificate. You'll get the certificate and your name. Give the correct name, and you'll get the certificate tomorrow night. You're going to get Sunday night. You're going to get, because a lot of people submit this, and we have to get all the certificates manually, like more than 50 60 certificates we are going to tell. Okay, so that is there. And YouTube, you also have to mention the YouTube username by you subscribe to the channel. Instagram ID, but you subscribe to the ID. Then what is your role? And LinkedIn profile. If you have a LinkedIn profile, please give your LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn profile is a must for a professional to get into IT industry, or who are into IT to apply for the web developer jobs. Okay, so those are there. So now let me go to this. Okay, so as I've told, 2 attendance forms are given. These are Google forms, and please don't miss it and then tell that we have not sent. We have sent. Okay, so we're going to send, and this will be sent where? This will be sent in the live chat. So on YouTube there is a live chat. On LinkedIn there is a live chat. Everything there is a live chat. It will be sent on the live chat, not on the WhatsApp groups from where you are. Okay, it will not be sent on the WhatsApp group. Okay, so if some of you are not from our WhatsApp group, you can join our WhatsApp group. Like me also give, some of you might be directly coming from YouTube, some of you might be directly coming from your mm, LinkedIn or some other places. Okay, so let me ask, if someone is not from our WhatsApp group, join our, because we give all the information there. Okay, whatever are upcoming classes, some things like we run sometime internship every 2 months. We want intern, because it's a growing company, so I want intern. But I'm an ad tech company, so we don't want that many interns, but at least 2 3 interns we require every time. beside the full-time employees. So those employees, those interns should be good in React JS, and all those things are posted on the WhatsApp group. So it's good for you to be there also one on the WhatsApp group. Sometimes we give a lot of free courses also, so those are there on the WhatsApp group. So this is the WhatsApp group. Okay, so you can join this WhatsApp group. Okay, hello Patanjali Mishra. Where is the attendance link? Attendance link will be given a bit late. The first attendance link will be given at around 3:30. The second one will be given around 5:30. Okay, so that will be the attendance link. Okay, so before the attendance link, let me tell something. Okay, let me tell something. So what we teach here mainly web development. We teach here mainly web development. So web development consists of what? Web development consists of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These three things as web development consists of. But we mainly teach people not web development. We mainly teach people web app development. What is web app development? Web app development means if you add React JS to it, that is web app development. See, this kind of complicated apps. See, all of the things which are right now opened on my screen, it might be seen as a website, but they're not a website. This is a very complicated app. 10 years down the line, they were used to make as desktop app. So this is a very complicated app in which the front end is very heavy. Front end heavy means a lot of work in the front end is there. So these are the front end technology: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React JS is a library. We teach all this for technology. Plus, in corporate side, sometimes teach Angular also. But I will tell that learn React JS, it will fetch you more job. There are more jobs in React JS, which is JavaScript library. So these four things are there on the channel also. In fact, next week I'm going to teach React JS on the channel at 8:30 p.m. IST. Generally, those 4 hours I'm going to teach Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So that is there. So these four things are required for you to be there in the. You don't have to learn Java. You don't have to do something else. One influencer right now, they were teaching, asking people to learn Java. Okay, so that is good. Java is good. Java is very good, and they're not wrong. I'm not going to tell the name. They're not wrong. They're right. So Java is good. Java is good, and DS and Algo are good. So where is DS and Algo? Someone might be asking, and this is only for front-end developer job role. Where is a full-stack developer role? So in React.js, you add Node.js to it, you'll be a full-stack developer. Node.js is also a JavaScript framework. It is very easy to learn, and trust me, Node.js developers, they it is not required that much. But if you have those things, Node.js is very simple. A lot of videos are there on the channel also. You learn it in like 1 or 2 days. React.js is the main thing. So these are the four things which you have to learn to be a front-end developer or a full-stack JavaScript developer. Add Node.js to it, but don't go towards Java. Why don't go towards Java? And don't go towards DSA. DSA is known as data structure algorithm. So if you're not living in a cave, you know what is the DSA right now. See, everybody is talking DSA. In YouTube, you go, you'll see DSA. Whether it is some academy, something, everybody is there. But what is wrong with it? The thing which is wrong with it is that there are only 5% job on the planet which requires DSA, which are like these top jobs in Google. So this is a Google job, in Google job, in LinkedIn job, in Facebook job, in Flipkart job. In only the 5% of the IT companies on the planet require DSA algorithm, because everybody apply for that. So when everybody apply for that, when the demand is too much than source, then what will people do? Nobody does DSA in their real life, but they have to learn DSA because everybody is wanting DSA. Everybody I wanted to go to FANG company. If you don't know FANG, I don't know what, you don't know anything. Like, what is a FANG company? Everybody wants to go to FANG companies. Everybody wants to go to product-based companies. So that time JavaScript and DSA is required. Then if your aim is that, please go to those channel. And nowadays there are very good courses out there, and please go there. I'll be very happy. But that requires a lot of toughness to be done. So if you're from a computer science background, it is okay, you can learn DSA and algorithm. But you're a mechanical engineer, if you're electrical engineer, if you're not touch the computer in that way, you cannot go for those jobs. This Java is a very difficult language to learn. Okay, JavaScript is a 10 times easier language than Java. Okay, so that is very difficult. So if you're a mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, even if you're a computer engineer, why aim for the only 5% job? You can aim for the 95% job. So those are there. So that is there. And then that is there. And now coming back, we are going to start with okay, video is not a little blur. We are operating at 720p, you have to change your settings. So this is a common problem which always people have, because what happened when you are watching it from YouTube try to save your money by streaming it on your device on 144p. 144p is very bad for videos like this. For all the dancing videos and all, 144p is okay, but for a educational video, 144p is okay. So we are streaming at the highest possible rate. Please change it. Let me tell also, uh, please change settings to 720. Please change your settings to 720p, or else you will not be able to see. In fact, the next thing which we are going to show, we're going to show the code. Next, Mausam is going to show the code in HTML. You're not going to understand one thing also if you're not going to change your settings to 720p. I cannot paste any video or something here. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me tell how to set it to 720p. Okay, I am not on a mobile right now, so I cannot tell it on the mobile. But for those who are watching it here, so you have to go here, see this settings, then there is something known as quality. So for me it is telling that auto 720p. Okay, for most people it takes as auto, and it takes as this 144p. Let me do it to 144p and let me see how it is happening. Even I am not able to see what is 144p. I'm not able to see what is 144p. So what you have to do, you have to go here and go to 720p forcibly. Don't take it auto. Forcibly you have to do 720p. Then only you are able to see it, or else you are not able to see a video. Sorry for that. You have to uh, waste your 1 GB of data. Waste not, you have to utilize your 1 GB of data. I know most of you are watching from Reliance Geo network, so please use that 1 GB of net. If you want to learn something, that that is a bit sacrifice we have to do. Okay, because we're teaching for free, but not everything is free. You have to at least, how much money you have to at least spend 50 rupees. Please spend those 50 rupees. Okay, so that is there. And so the next thing is that there are three secrets, and I am proud to say that a lot of people have started implementing one of the three secrets, the third three secrets, which is that I will tell what are the three secrets. So if you're coming from some other background, mechanical, electrical, or any other background, even if you're computer engineer, these three secrets are required to be done, or else it is very difficult to become a web developer. There is a lot of dedication which is required. So what are the three secrets? One is that you have to do some networking. What is this networking? Networking means you have to be visible on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook group. Facebook groups are the best place to get a job nowadays. There are a lot of Facebook groups like React.js Facebook group, JavaScript Facebook group, web development Facebook group. Those are things. But LinkedIn is actually our main platform. LinkedIn is our main platform, and if you go here in the LinkedIn, you'll see it's the best platform to get a job. Why it is the best platform to get a job? Because in India, everybody is there on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is not just a resume site; it is everything. So what you have to do, see, and what I was telling, that I'm an influencer also on LinkedIn. Okay, so I'm also an influencer on LinkedIn. I'm more than 23. Okay, so someone is just send me a request. I'm more than 23,500 followers. So what happens if I will just comment on something, that goes viral. That goes viral because this much connection, that goes viral. Anything I do, it gets more than 7,000 connections. And whoever going to get this certificate, so that's why we are asking to give a LinkedIn profile. If you have, whoever is going to get the certificate, what will going to happen, we are going to tag them. We are going to tag them, and we generally tag them like what. And if you see one of our posts, show all activity, we do this post. See, most of my posts gets a lot of views. Okay, so we do here also. See this post, and got 8,000 views. And one sec. So I'm not finding it. Okay, so it's okay. So okay, so like this, we'll give the participant certificate and we'll tag people. How can you tag people? If you tag people, then what will happen? If you tag people, they have to give the LinkedIn profile. Okay, and so my LinkedIn profile, we actually do LinkedIn, we actually do English speaking course also on a channel. We know that's a very big problem, but the problem is with India is that India or any person, any side of the world, is that you have to know English. English is the international language, and most of the people, and we help you to get a web app developer job. And the thing with web app developer job, who creates web app developers are the developers who creates web app like this, not some small websites. This LinkedIn websites. I used to create websites like this when I was a developer. I used to do like that. So you have to learn your English, and we have a very good English trainer also on our channel also. And if you ping me on LinkedIn, please ping me on LinkedIn. I can give you her name. Okay, I can give you her name also, so I can give you that. So that will be done. So just do, please ping me, and communication skills, we do that also. So that is there. And so this is how we are going to promote you. So okay, okay, so this is there. And one sec. So that is there. And so that's a, please give your LinkedIn profile, and that will good. And one more thing, like so you have to do something like this. Okay, okay. Oh, please contact me on LinkedIn. So I will, if you want to learn more about communication, please do contact me on LinkedIn. I've shared my LinkedIn profile on the top only, so please do contact me. And then you, I will get you how to do your English communication, because we have a trainer she's very good in teaching English communication. She sometimes takes that you on our YouTube also, but not all the time. She have her own batches. Okay, so please do contact me on LinkedIn. I will let you know. Okay, so see this guy Bhargava, he's one of my student. He's from Hyderabad, but doing a physical batch in Bhopal. So what we help people to do, so we ask them to post projects like this on LinkedIn and tag me, and I do tag them back. And they post their projects, like video projects, they post on LinkedIn, and we tag them back. So that is what we do. And when we do that, a lot of people there. So this guy already got a job actually. So this is how they get a job. Okay, so that is there. How I get certificate and internship program we have closed for the next 3 months, so you'll not get an internship. We don't have an internship program right now, sorry for that. So we run internship program every 2 to 3 months. So current batch is closed. And next time it will come after my, like it's after my, next internship will come in Jan only. Okay, and we nowadays we have so much internship requirement. We try to give it to some of our students only, like if they require internship. But then also we will open, we'll let you know in most probably in November. Okay, so there is no internship program right now. And the certificate you will get, get on the mail. Certificate, I'm going to give the link, you will get on the mail. Okay, certificate you will get on the mail, participation certificate, because I'm going to give this to attendance sheet. One I will give it in next 2 3 minutes, and the next one will give it towards the end. Both of the attendance you have to fill. Okay, so let me quickly complete this thing. So this daily actions, you have to take some daily actions, like code to us a daily. So if you're not from an IT background, then also you have to code to our daily. And challenges, you have to do some very good challenges. One is this 100 days of code challenge, and I'm proud to say that some people have who are following me, they've started doing this 100 days of challenge. Now one guy name is like Vinay, I don't remember. Yeah, Vinay Kishore. So this guy came to a workshop like which you are there, and he started doing this 100 days of coding. It is the toughest coding challenge on the planet, because you have to daily code for 100 days, continuous, not even leave one day. And this guy, see, he's coding for the past 11 days. So he's coding like this. Okay, so this is way too good, and this is what he's doing. So that is there. And let me do one thing now. I'm done with everything. Okay, so now we're going to start with HTML. And first thing is that I'm going to give the attendance number 1. So let me give the attendance 1. So please fill the attendance form. It is mandatory to fill all the both of the attendance forms. So I've given the attendance form number 1 on YouTube. I think I have not given on LinkedIn. So let me give on LinkedIn also, because I want to give on LinkedIn also. So one sec. Where is on LinkedIn? Okay. LinkedIn. So let me give on link. So I've given at both the places the attendance form. So please do fill the attendance form. It is mandatory to fill the attendance form. And as I have told now, so the second attendance form will be given later on. Please do fill the attendance forms. And cannot see people filling the attendance form. It's okay. So the second attendance form will be given later on. So that is there. And as I told, now we'll start with the HTML, and Mosam is going to take HTML, and thank you. And thank you.
So, hi all, and welcome back to all of you on the most coveted bootcamp series of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I hope my voice is clear and everything is fine with all your side also. And so, let us start with HTML and CSS. So, today we will be covering in this bootcamp. We will be covering the HTML and CSS basics only, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript basics only. So, don't ask for the typical questions. We will be covering only and only basics, because this will be a 3 hours boot camp, and we had started at 3 and we will finish it at 6 p.m. approx. So and one more thing is that I request you all to please fill both the attendance sheet. First attendance sheet has already been shared, and the second one will get shared here by the system automatically. There is no manual intervention that I manually send. It's the system will automatically send the attendance sheet, and you need to fill both the attendance sheet. Fine. Then only you will get the participation certificate. In case you don't have a LinkedIn profile, please create it and put your LinkedIn profile. And when you are putting your LinkedIn profile in the Google, in the form, attendance form, please share the complete link, because we will not be able to find you with your name, with your email, like that. Please share your complete LinkedIn profile in the form of a link. Fine. And and what? Okay, so yeah, hi Jyoti. Okay, and as far as the certificate is concerned, those people who have filled both attendance sheet will only get the certificate, and they will get the certificate on their mail ID, which they have filled in the form by Sunday EOD, by Sunday E of the end of the day. As soon as system will send an attendance sheet, we will notify you in the WhatsApp groups. One more thing, if someone is not there in the WhatsApp group, I will share one WhatsApp group link. One second. Okay, so you can also join us through WhatsApp. So you can also join us through WhatsApp group. So the link is there, which I have shared in the live YouTube chat. I request you all to please, those who are not connected with us with the help of WhatsApp, please click on the link and join the group, because we will be sharing the communication in the WhatsApp, and WhatsApp is the most easiest way to get connected to the peoples. So as soon as we will get the certificate, we will update in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so let us start with the most demanding skill of the industry, of the era, which is the web development. So so I hope my voice is clear to all of you, and the system screen share is also very good at your end. And I request you all, please change your video quality settings to 720p. Share the WhatsApp group link here. I have just shared right now. Please see it. So this is the link. Mahinder ji, I have shared just now, and also above your chat. Please click on the link and join the group. So let us start with HTML first. So we will be covering today the HTML basics, JavaScript basics, and the CSS basics. Okay, and in the HTML we will try to take most of the tags which are very much used these days. We share that Instagram, sir. Instagram we will share in some time. Okay, and one more thing. Okay, so now I will not be able to see the chat. One minute. So let us start with HTML. HTML, as you all know, I guess you all are from a place where you know what is HTML. What is the full form of HTML? Link is not visible. Yeah, link is not visible. So see, it is there in the screen now. Can you see it? This is a WhatsApp group link. Okay. So guys, I'm now for some time I will not see the WhatsApp chat. So HTML is a markup language which states at hypertext markup language. HTML is different from a programming language. HTML is not a programming language. Neither CSS is a programming language. First, now second thing, HTML stands for hypertext markup language. As you, most of you are from a field, or most of you are have done engineering, or most of you have from technical background. You all know from HTML. Fine, but you can create any web page with the help of HTML. You can create any web page with the help of HTML and CSS. You can create any web page with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Fine. So HTML is a main building block of the web. Main building block means main building block. HTML is a main building block. Main building block means if I can say, or if I can correlate with the thing that you are about to construct a house, and when you are doing the column, creating the beam, so putting the walls and doing the roof, that all thing will come under HTML. And after it, when you are doing when you are putting the windows, when you are putting the doors, when you are putting the fans, when you are putting the lights, all that things comes under CSS. The wall paints, the flooring comes under CSS. And after that, who will enter, who will not enter, all these things, all this functionality will be a part of the JavaScript. So So, in the HTML, in order to view, or in order to use HTML language, we will be using a light code editor, which is the Visual Studio Code editor. So, let me open this in a. So, VS Code editor. So you need to install the VS Code, which is a Visual Studio Code editor, for your system, depending upon your system configuration. So I currently am using the Mac, so it by default it is calling for Mac. In case you are using for Windows, you can download it for Windows, or Linux you can use for Linux. So it will be a very small exe file. It will take on not more than 1 or 2 minutes to install in the system, and system might ask for restart, so you have to restart the Windows. You will have to restart the system. So it, after installing, it will come up like this. As soon as you install it, it will come up like this. Fine. So here, if you see, this is the main front page of the VS Code. Here, what is here one thing you need to install, which is the live server extension, which is who the creator of this is the Ritvik Day. This you need to install because every time when you do the code and you save the change, you do not need to refresh the web page. Fine. So now let us start with the VS Code, and we will create our first file. And here, one second. So this is our first file. Fine, we will be creating, and the name of the file will be indexindex.html. So .html extension refers for the HTML file, and here if you see, shift plus 1 means exclamation mark and you put tab. So this is the main thing which we have created. This thing is, again I can say, enough for the page to reload or to launch a web page. So here you need to write the title of the document, which is the HTML, and let us open this with live server. The live server extension is what we have downloaded just now. So let us open this with live server, and here comes the output of this page. So we will prefer this thing in Chrome because Chrome supports almost most of the available things in the universe. One second. So this is the setup what we have done for our system now. Now, as if you see here, I have written HTML here, and this HTML is coming here in the page, in the top of the page, which is called as the title. Fine. Now after this, let us start with some tags. Okay. So in this, the first tag which we will be learning is the header tag, which is the h1. Okay, this is the first tag, the header tag, and in this header tag the values of this header tag starts from h1 to h6. So let us have a view. So sorry. So h header tag starts from h1 to h6, and let us see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see the output of this tag. So here H1 have the highest font size compared to the H6. H6 has the lowest font size. You can see here in front of your screen. Now, after this H1, so what I will do, I have some interview questions list with me. So I will keep on telling such interview questions also, which will be a help to all of you, that how to correlate or how to get some interview questions from this particular bootcamp. So here the interviewer can ask if from H1 or H6 which contains the higher font size. So here by default the answer is H1. What are the how many values are there in header tag? So you can say it is the 6 values, H1 to H6. Fine. Now after this header tag, let us see some next is the paragraph tag. So here, if you see, paragraph tag starts with the P, and I would like to share one thing with you, that try to correlate the things with the nomenclature which is there in front of you. and with the terminologies which I am telling you, try to catch the things. Don't try to mug up the things, because it will help you if you catch the keywords, if you catch the search letters which I am telling you. Try to catch it. Don't try to mug it. Okay. Now here, if you see, this is a paragraph tag, and in this paragraph tag, let us use a dummy content. So here, if you see, this is a dummy content which is there in front of your screen. Here, how this comes. So there is a command which is called as a lorem. Lorem means a dummy content creator or dummy text creator, which creates a dummy text which is there in front of your screen. So this lorem, I can say it is into existence since 1980 or 1890, because when printing press has invented, in order to check the quality of the colors, the quality of the printing, they used to have some text which shares the output quickly. So for this, they use the dummy text which starts with lorem from that time. Okay, and for this they will be using this in order to check the quality of the colors, the quality of the print, the quality of the ink, the quality of the paper, like that. So instantly it creates a dummy content in front of you. Now let me have some basic understanding of HTML. So when it is invented, so HTML, as I've told you, hypertext markup language and CSS cascaded style sheet, both are governed by W3 school. W3 school is a society, is a group which manages both the things, and it is situated in US, and from there they are managing the things. And mm, 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 it is, they both come into production from 1995, and a major upgrade has been happened in 2015, where HTML5 and CSS3 has been introduced. So this is what we are learning, is the latest version of HTML, which is a HTML5. So let us see what it contains in the top. So this doc type means HTML5. HTML tag starts from here and ends to here. Okay. So inside this HTML tag, inside this HTML tag, we have a meta tag. So what is this meta tag? So this meta tag is basically used by the digital marketizers, where they are placing, their keywords. What are keywords? Keywords are basically some kind of words which people use to search faster and quicker. So in these keywords, when you put something in Google search engine and want to search it, so what has happened here, that your page contains that keyword comes in the top, but Google find it that their search results gets delayed with the help of this thing, so they have stopped the use of these keywords. Fine. Now after that, what has happened here, this is the title tag. This title tag contains the start of the page. This is the HTML, this is HTML. Now this is the body tag. Entire code comes inside the body tag. So this is the main understanding of what is there in the page. Now after that, this is the paragraph tag, this is the header tag, and here what else we can say. Okay, so here if you see this h1, or let me have again h1. So here, this is a tag name h1, this is a tag name h1. In between this, we write the content. Okay, and one more thing, this is the start tag, this is the end tag. Okay, h1 start tag, h1 end tag, this is the content. Fine. So here if you see, So here if you see, let me do one thing. So this is a paragraph tag, this is a lorem dummy content, and here let us see some inline and inline tags and block level tags. So what are inline and block level elements, or you can say in block elements also. So what are inline and what are block level? Inline means in the same line. So try to get the meaning of the word from the word itself. Inline means in the same line, means even if I put it in the second line, okay, but in the HTML page it starts by the side of the tag. So here if I write as anchor tag, and here let me have a link here. Here if I write target equals to underscore blank, and here the name will be Outlook. So see what is the output now. If you see here, what I have written, I have written two anchor tags, which is one below the another, but the output is there by the side, one side by side. So these are called as the inline elements. Okay. Now, what are block level? Block level elements are H1. Paragraphs are the block level elements, which the output which comes one below the another. Now here, if you see, I have written the anchor tags here. So what is the output of the anchor tag? So in order to see the output, let me open this in another tag also. So let me click on this unsplash. So what has happened here, my current page, which was this, as I've opened in a different page, gets closed, and this unsplash page gets opened here. Fine. Now moving back, and if you see here the second one, which is the Outlook, here what has happened, as soon as I click on this Outlook page, my current page will remain open, and the same page will gets opened in a new tab. So that is why target equals to underscore blank has been given in order to open the content in a new tab. Fine. Now one more thing, if you see here, target equals to underscore blank. Now, let me tell you one thing. Earlier, what has happened there, if you are visiting a page of Amazon and you click on a link which redirects you onto a new page, so that is more required these days, because nobody will want any customer to close that page and open in the new page. So that is why target equals to underscore blank has been used, and normal anchor tags are not being used. Fine. Now after this anchor tag, let us use one second. Let us see some tag attributes. So what are list tag? So let us see some list tag. Okay. So here list tag means li, but li has been used inside unordered list and ordered list. So here if you see here, unordered list, try to get the meaning from unordered list. So here unordered list, what is unordered list? Unordered list means it does not have the order, and ordered list means it follows the order. So now what is the output? So here let us put some li. So if you see here, this is a li which we have inserted inside the unordered list, and let us see some li inside the ordered list. So see the output. Whatsoever will be the content. So let me see. ABC, DEF, CHI, JKL, MNO. See, the output starts with a dot. Now here, if you see here, if I put this thing in the ordered list, see the output. The output will be in a ordered manner, starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fine. Now, if you see here, this is the unordered list and this is the ordered list. So now let us see some more things here. Okay, so let us see some table tags. So what are table tags? Table tags, with the help of HTML you can create a table with some headers, and inside the headers you can have some fields inside that. So let us create some table tag. So with this table tag, we will start this table tag with the tag as table, and inside this table we have t head, and inside this t head we have tr table row, and we have the table head, and this table head have the headers. So we have name, age, email. So it is in front of you. So these are the headers. Now after this header we again have the body. So we have tbody, table body, and inside this table body we again have the table row. In this table row we will have the table data, which is td. Name is Sanjay, age is 30, email is s@g.com. So what has happened? s@g.com. So this is a mail ID what we have. So similarly you can put the data as per your requirement in this table tags. So now after this table tag, let us see the form tags. So what are the form tags? So form tags, as I have told you, try to correlate the things. Forms, what are forms? Forms are a kind of thing where you can have a field where you need to enter something, enter the input something. Okay, so you can have a form where you will be filling your feedback, you can have a form where you will be filling your login details, you can have a form where you will be creating your sign up things. So let us create some forms, some kind of forms. Okay, so forms. So for this form we have the form tag. So let us have form. So in this form, in this form, let us start with the label. Okay. And after this label, we have the input. So in this, 1 second. So in this label, let us see. Okay, sorry. This has to be label. So the label, we will create the label for name, and input type will be the text. So you can have the label for name and input type will be the text. Okay. So this is a simple kind of form. So let us add some more label. So we have the label, and the label contains for age, and input type will be the number. So now if you see here, every field will be coming side by side. So for this, what we will do, we will insert a div, and inside this div we will put the things. So let us put using alt and up arrow, and we will create a another div, and inside this div we will create those things. We will move those things. So this is the things like that. So we have created a div and move those things so that fields will come one below the another. So now after this, let us create a new form with some more fields. So here we will create a drop down form. Okay. So for this, let me have the label for message. So this can be a form of submit query or feedback type of thing. So we will have the in as text area, and then the text area name will be message. Output will be like that. So here you can write up to 100 words, 200 words like that. So this is again a kind of form. So now after this, let us create another type of form. Now let us see some magic here. So here, if I write here after this div a br, see br means break row. It will create some space between the items or between the content. Okay. Now after this br, we have a element which is called as a hr. So this hr creates a horizontal rule. See, that is why it is called as hr. hr means horizontal rule. Fine. Now after this hr, let us create another form with the field for drop down. So we have a label of color, and let us use a br so that color will come in the town. And after this label, we will use the select functionality where select name equals to color we need to select, and after this what we will be using, inside this we will be using the option. The value will be red and the content will be red. So let us save it and we'll use the second option, orange, and the content orange. So you can have another color here, so you can select either red or either orange. So this is how you can select some colors from here. Now we can have a form where we need to select from the checkboxes. So we will create some form like that. So here we will have to have a label first, and in this label we have what do you own. So in this label we have now the inputs. So input type we will use here, not text, checkbox. So input type checkbox, name will be vehicle 1, and here value will be car. You can see what do you own. This is the first thing, checkbox. So now the checkbox we can have the label is for car. Okay, now again we will replicate this thing. Let's select the second vehicle. We have bike. Car, bike, and cycle. So this is how. Now here you can select all, or you can select any two, or you can select any one. It is not compulsory that you need to select one. Now let us do some changes. So here, if I have to fill it for the gender sort of thing, so you need to use a radio box with the value as male, and let us put this inside a div so that this will become a block level element, and it will come one below the another. So we will have again a radio. Third thing is not required here. So you can see you can have, oh sorry, so you can select either one. So now let me correct it. So now it is perfect. You can select any of the one. Fine. So now after this form tag, I can assume that you can link these type of form when you have created your login ID or something, some kind of feedback you are about to give, or some kind of inquiry or some kind of sign up or some kind of login you are doing. So now after this let us create a button, because after this form we need to submit it. So we will use a button tag, and we just put the button as submit. So here, this is a button. Fill all the things, click the submit button, and everything will be done. Now after this thing, let us add some image, because without images nothing is there. So let me see. One second. So with the help of this inspect and console, you can see the codes. So let us pick from unsplash.com. So one second. So from here, let us pick. So here you can select image or download image depending on the size. So let us use the small size, and and open. So this is the image. Now we will be inserting this image here. So second, this is the folder what we have created, and inside this folder with the downloads, Control C, desktop. So now see the output like that. So here if you see, we have created images folder and the image is here in front of you. So now in order to add images, we have a tag which is called as the img. So here let us link and select, and here is the image in your screen. And in the alt, you always have to write the name of the image, because if sometimes it happens that it's if sometimes it happens that the internet connection goes slow, or it suddenly broke down, or your images will not get loaded. So for this, what image tag, what this alt will help you out, you can see now. So see here what has happened. I have changed the name of the path, and here you can see the output as man. So now you can correlate that yes, this image is of a man, which I have linked it. Because what has happened here, there are so many images in a web page, and if suddenly internet connection goes down or there is a disturbance, which results that your all of the images will not get loaded, so that you will able to link that which image is not loaded and what is the name of that image. So that is why all tag is being used a lot. Now this is the end of the HTML basics part. Now we will start with the CSS. Okay. Now, no. Now what I will do? Okay. So let us close it, and what I will do here, I will create a file with the name CSS, and I will link the file here in the VS Code. So new window, this is a file, linked it, and here is the start of the CSS part. So index.html. So index.html again we will create for this for writing the CSS. So this is the main thing. Control S, open this with the live server. So this is the page in front of us. Fine. So now let me have some theoretical part here. So what is CSS? CSS stands for Ghosn Style Sheet, and it is again is into production in 1995, with from where the HTML has started. And in 2015, a major upgradation has happened in CSS where CSS Grid and CSS Flexbox has been added. And one more thing, we will be learning CSS3, which is the latest version of CSS. So here, I hope those who are new to the channel and those who are not connected on the WhatsApp group, I request you to please connect the WhatsApp group, join on the WhatsApp group, so that you will get to have the updates soon or fast. Now, one thing I would like to share with all of you, that those who do not have their LinkedIn profile, please create right here, right now. It will not take more than 5 minutes to create your LinkedIn profile. And those who have already created their LinkedIn profile, please write or please put the correct link or the complete link of the LinkedIn, because then only we can tag you. And after that, the email ID which you will enter in the attendance sheet. Sir, you have great knowledge, but can you take little more accepted than only it will easy. Are my dear friend Vivek, knowledge is there here, but here we are in a manner that the communication is only from my side. So and one more thing, um, once we are doing theoretical na, it will get some kind of a bore thing. So later after some minutes, 1 minute or 2 minutes, I will start with the CSS. But I need to tell something to all of you, that once you fill both the attendance sheet, you will get the certificate, and the certificate will be sent to your mail ID by Sunday end of the day. Once we will send the certificate, we will update in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Now let us start with the CSS. Thanks Vivek for the info here. Now the CSS will try to link all you here. So let us have a H1 header tag, H2, H3. So now here, you, as I've told you in CSS part, that how to create a file, how to drag a file, what are H1. So now let us see in how many ways you can add CSS. So first one is inline, second one is internal, third one is external. So there are 3 ways in which you can add CSS: inline, internal, and external. Okay. Now inline, as I've told you, please try to get the meaning from the word itself. Inline means in the same line. Inline means in the same line means you can apply CSS directly to the HTML element. Okay. What is an HTML element? So here H1, H2, H3 is a HTML element, and inline means in the same line, means here style, background color, and you can put the background color as aqua, and yes, the CSS is added. Okay. Now, if you see here, in the same line, directly we have added CSS. Fine. Now, after this, let us see the second, which is the internal. Internal means internally we will apply CSS to the HTML file. Inline applies to the element, internal applies to the file, HTML file. So let us create here style, and in this we will use the h2, and in this h2 we will write the background color, and we will use some kind of this color, and let us apply color to white. So if you see here, directly in the HTML file, I have applied CSS internally. Fine. So here, this is how you can apply the CSS. Now, third thing, which is the external thing. So this is the third way in which you can apply CSS, which is the external. So here, one thing I would like to clear you. External means externally. Externally, you are writing CSS and you are linking that CSS to the HTML file. Fine. So this is right. Now see, let us create a file spyle.css. .css is the extension name, and let us have some codes here for h3. So here let us apply again background color in the form of RGB, where RGB have 255, 100 and O. But what is happening? I am saving, it is not getting saved. So what I did here, externally means externally I have created a file, but there is no link between the HTML and CSS. Here I have applied the CSS to the HTML element. This is HTML element. Now let us use something which is linking both the things. So we will use a link tag which applies or which links both the HTML and CSS. So this is how you can have all the three type of CSS. Now some interview questions. Out of, so first interview question is how many ways you can add CSS. So there are three ways. Out of these three ways, which one is the most powerful? So inline is the most powerful. Out of these three, which one is the most commonly used? So external is the most commonly used. Fine. Please keep in your mind, if you are going for an interview or if you are preparing for an interview, these questions can be asked. So these questions are the outcome of, I can say, of from 30-40 interviews for most of the reputed companies are there. Now, okay. So now let us move ahead. Now, if you see here, I did only one thing, that I have added background color in all the three header tags. Now, if you see here, or if you have noticed here, I have added colors, but I have added colors in a different manner in all the header tags. Right? In H1, I have added simply typing the name of the color. In H2, I used a hash type of pattern which starts with hash, some alphanumeric things, and in the last, means in the H3, I have added in a form of RGB. RGB means red, green, and blue. Now, these are the ways, these are the three ways in which you can add colors. First one is simply typing the name of the color, which is the aqua color, which I have written. So there are around 140 color names which you can simply write it down. Okay, the color names will be 140. Yeah, I can't even know half of them. So orange, red, green, purple, blue, orange, pink, red, yeah, like that. So let us have a view of those color names. So there is a page. There is a page which is managed by W3 School, and here there are the 140 color names in front of your screen. So you can select any, you can have their hexadecimal code, you can have their RGB code, you can have their HSL code. So what is this HSL? I will tell you HSL in some time. So here if you see, uh, these are the 140 color names which you can simply write it down. You can have their shades in front of you. So after this, let us review this HTML color picker, which is managed by W3 schools only. Okay, as I told you, W3 school is a governing committee which is managing HTML and CSS. So this is there in front of you. So in this HTML color picker, you can have the colors here. You can click anyone and have their HSL code, RGB code, and hexadecimal code. Now, what is this HSL? HSL is again a new way in which you can add colors. Here, H stands for hue. Hue contains the color. S stands for saturation. Saturation contains the sharpness, and L stands for lightness. Fine. So if you see here, hue, you can have the colors in the form of RGB, hexadecimal, and HSL. Here the saturation means the sharpness, and L stands for lightness. Now here in this RGB, you can have the color setting or colors creation you can do. So simply drag the percentage and get the output like that. Just copy it and paste it. Fine. So these are the ways in which you can add colors. Now, in this hexadecimal color system, you will have a very wide range, which starts from 0 to 9 and A to F. This is the range which I am talking about. And in this RGB means red, green, and blue. Here in this RGB contains the value starting from 0 to 255. 0 to 255. So that's why I have written 255, 100, and 0. And after this RGB, we have the HSL. Fine. So now some interview questions. So what is a CSS selector? So here H3 is a CSS selector. Fine. And after this H3, what is a declaration? So this entire thing inside the curly bracket is a declaration. This thing is a property. This thing is a value. So H3 is a selector, CSS selector. Inside the H3, inside the curly bracket, we have the declaration, and inside the declaration we have the property, and inside the property we have the value. Fine. So this is an interview question, my dear friends. Please keep this in your mind. Now after this, let us have some font properties. So for this, let me remove all this thing here. Let us write down some paragraph with lorem. So here if you see, there is a dummy content which is there in front of your screen, and in this paragraph tag, let us add some styles. So some font style. So let us have some font size of 30 px and a line height of 1.5 not em, let us try rem, and 5.5, and after this rem line height, let us have some text decoration to underline and the text transform to uppercase, and what else we can have, letter spacing to 0.5 em, and also word spacing to 0.9 rem. So these are some basic font properties. The output is there in front of your screen, and the words are self-explanatory. So font size means the height of the font, and let us have some font weight also. Font weight we can have of bold, it gets bold. Okay, and line height. Line height means gaps between the lines. Okay, text decoration. Underline means you can have the text underlined. Okay, text transform uppercase means entire content is in the capital letters. Letter spacing means space between the letters. Word spacing means words between the letters. Now here if you have noticed something, I have used px, rem and em here. So what is this px, rem and em? So these three things are basically the units of measurement. Fine. So here let us link this thing. So when you go to a grocery shop and you ask for sugar, they will give you in kg, and if you ask for soap, they will give you in pieces, and if you ask for oil, they will give you in liters. So similarly, if you correlate with that, so we have px, rem and em. Okay, what is this px? Px stands for pixels. Rem again is a unit of measurement which works independently. Px also works independently, but em is a unit which depends upon the div, which depends upon the div of the parent or unit in the parent div what has given. So that is why out of these three units of measurement, px and rem is the most commonly used unit because they both works independently. Now after this thing, let us have a another paragraph here. One second. Okay, so if you see here, let me remove some. Okay, so what I did, I have removed some styles. I have comment out some styles. So how to do comment out? Comment out means the code is there, but it is not active. We make it inactive. Okay. So guys, okay. So here we have make the code inactive. Now, let us have some fonts because so here we have to add a minimum of 3 font which is there in front of your screen: Arial, Helvetica, and the sans serif. So Arial is the primary font, and Helvetica and sans serif are the secondary fonts or the fallback fonts. Now, uh, now, why these 3 fonts are required? Because if you see here, currently I am using the Safari browser, and sooner I will switch this entire code in the Chrome browser. Now, as I've told you, that let us suppose that Safari browser does not support the Arial font, so it will pick up automatically the next available font, which is the Helvetica font, which is there in front of your screen, which we have already added. Now, if suppose there is a scenario that Safari and Chrome does not support Arial and Helvetica, so it will pick up the next available font, which is a sans serif font, which we have already given. Now, what is happening here? If the current browser does not support the first font, it will pick up the next available font. As a backup, we are giving that fonts because we find our page which is comfortable in these fonts. Okay. The main property of CSS is to make your page attractive, decorative. So let us have some Google fonts. So these days, if you see, or if you have noticed, Google is now into our part, every part of our life. So that is why they have invented their fonts also, which is called as a Google font. So here, let us try something with this open sense. So here you can see the output of the font, which is like that, and here let us try this second one, this one. So Control C, and here we are importing the Google font, and here the name of the font which is there, the where's the name, Open Sans. So what I will do here, so let us add C. So the Open Sans, we have added the Open Sans font here, but one second. Let me remove this bold also. So here the output is in the Open Sans form. So now if you see here, I have 2 paragraphs here, and as soon as I'm applying any of the style to this first paragraph, it gets applied automatically to the second paragraph also, and it will be there in the same manner also, because if I have 100 paragraphs, the same set of style will get applied to the 100 paragraphs only. Now if you see here, with to get out of this, classes and IDs has been introduced. So now what are classes and what are IDs? Classes and IDs both are used to target the element, both are used to target the HTML element. But here if you see, same class can be used multiple times and ID can only be used one time. And second thing is, dot is used prior to class name and hash is used prior to class name, prior to ID name. So let us see some class name and ID name. So we have a class top, ID, bottom. So now if you see here, let us target this p dot top, and if you see here, this particular set of style is applied now only to the top paragraph. Fine. And for this particular set of IDs, this particular set of style applied to the ID. As I told you, ID starts with hash, class start with top. Okay. Now we need to switch to Google Chrome, because Safari will not support us from here. Okay, so let me do one thing. Okay, so here let me take you through the next important concept, which is of the box model. So here, if you see here, the content which I have selected here. So this is the content. This is the content. Outside this content, we have padding on all the sides. Outside this padding, we have border on all the sides, and after this border we have margin, which is again on all the sides. So if you see here, let us create a box model here. So as I've told you, outside the content we have padding of, let us say, 30px, and we have a border of so say 4px, solid of black color. So we have a border of 4px solid of black color, and a padding we have already given, and after this border we have margin. So let us add margin of 20px. So this is how you can have a complete perfect box model which contains the content. Outside this content we have padding, outside this padding we have border, and outside this border we have margin. Fine. So this is the box model concept. This is again an interview question. The interviewer can ask that what are the elements inside a box model. So you can tell there are 4 elements, which is the content, padding, border, and margin. Now there are some ways in which you can have. Okay, so let us have some different ways in which you can have the padding and the margin. So let us see them one by one. So first method I have told you. Second one is the padding of left and px. In case you want the padding side, padding different type of padding different size. So you can have 20px in the top, 30px. So see, you can have different size of padding in different size. Now after this, similarly you can have this in a another way also. So let us have that. So you can have padding of 10px and 30px. So 10px is for top and bottom, and 30px is for left and right. And similarly you can have this for margin as well. So let us apply on the margins. So margin top of 40px and margin bottom of 30px, margin left of 20px and margin right of 10px. So these are the ways in which you can give margin side by side for different sides. Okay, so now after this, let us see a last way in which you can have margin. So you can have margin of 10px and 20px. So 10px is for top and bottom, and 20px is for left and right. So these are the ways in which you can have padding and margin in different pattern. Now after this padding, one second. So after this, let us have some styling of list. Okay, so for this, let me have some structural changes in my code. So here, let us create a structure. So div, inside this div we have what we can have. We have some sort of h2, and after this h2 we have some unordered list, and this we have li into 5a. So this is a shortcut in which you can have 5 times of list item with anchor tags in this. Fine. So let us put the content. So let us have a class here. class categories, and we have category, and we'll use hash here because we don't want to have a quick functionality, because we don't want to go onto a new page. So we have some cat1, cat2, cat3, cat4, cat5. All these are categories. So okay, so let us save it, and you can have the categories there in front of your screen. Now let us do the styling first. So we have dot class name curly bracket open, and we will do a create a border of let us say 2px solid of black color. Now I have some padding of 10px. Okay, and we have text decoration, text transform to uppercase. Very good, it looks nice. And we have border radius property of 5px, which have removed the sharpness of the border. So after this categories dot categories, we will pick up the next available element, which is h2, and we will text align center, and we have centered the category. Now let us have some font family. Open sans. So we have added the open sans here, and we have here the target h2, font size of 20 px. 20px looks small, we'll have 40px. Fine. Okay, and what else we can have here? So let us target the dot categories, and we will target the unordered list. We have padding as 0, list style to none, so dots will get removed. And after this, let us pick up the next dot categories, unordered list, anchor tag, and we will use text decoration to none, and font color we will use as black, and have some margin in the bottom of, let's say, 20px. Okay, this will not work here. We need to apply this to the list item. So we'll target dot categories unordered list item. So we'll have margin bottom of 20px, so that space has been created. And let us have border in the bottom of 1p. Sorry. Dotted with blue color, and what else we can have here? Okay, so let us have some hover property here. Dot categories h2 hover will change the background color to yellow. So as soon as I put my mouse, and let us try to have the width to 30px. So oh so this is the first time I have checked the thing. So let us remove it. It is not aligned properly. So as soon as I have moved the mouse on this category, the background color have changed to yellow. So this is the beauty of the hover property. So here comes to an end of CSS Basics, which contains the switch is there till the scaling of list. Now I will hand over the session to my colleague Hari, who will take you through the JavaScript.
Hello everyone. I think my voice is audible for all, right? And just give a comment how was the session is going. So I think if you are new here, if you are new to the field of development, you get a lot of information, right? So we get a lot of information, and that gives an idea. Just a minute. Okay. Like that gives an idea. Okay. Okay. Just a minute. Voice, like how to kickstart your career. Okay. So your kicks just hello. Just tell me, just giving me one more minute. Okay, so I think some of the network differences happened. Okay, no problem. We can carry on. So you get a lot of information about HTML, CSS, and you came to know about how was the development field is working, right? So this was so amazing, right? So if you are new here, it's been like it is like it's been like magic for you. And if you already know something, then you will like, okay, so I already know that. It gives a refreshment for you. And before getting into JavaScript section, I just want to tell one thing clearly. Like whatever you have seen now, it's just a glimpse. Like it's just a kickstarting. Okay, so if you want to carry on the session, we have the videos and all that you need to continue yourself. The same like that, JavaScript is an language of internet, we can say like that. One reason is JavaScript is everywhere. Wherever you go, JavaScript is there. I think if you heard about something about development, you hear JavaScript or anything that ends with JS, like React JS, Angular, Vue.js, anything like that, right? So basically what it represent means, basically what it says, it's coming to say. But no JavaScript, you can able to survive in the world of development. Okay, so that is only thing. It's that is the only thing. Then it comes to web development, it is the only thing that you need to know. So we are not going to teach everything, not even going to touch about the part of JavaScript. We're going to see about what is the purpose of JavaScript, how JavaScript has become the language of internet, language of everything. Even 95% of the websites is using JavaScript possible. And what is purpose, what is the main purpose of using JavaScript? That's what we're going to see now, and it is going to be for you guys to get understand with JavaScript. Okay, so let us screen my share, and we will give, like, if you understand why we are using JavaScript, then you can understand like what is the purpose of JavaScript, how to use JavaScript, and you can get a clarity in that. Okay, get confused in using of JavaScript. So that is why this next 30 minutes, more even 40 minutes is going to be very helpful for you guys. Even if you have any doubts in between that regarding JavaScript, you can ask in the comment section, and then it will be shared very soon, chat. Okay, so it will be shared. Okay, fine. Okay, screen is visible for all. So let's go with the very basics. So right now, why we are here? We are here to learn web dev, right? Right, right. Just give a minute. Okay, so we are here to learn web development, right? So in the field of, if I say like we are here to learn web development, the website or like building the beautiful website, that is what our main aim is to. So for that, for building a website, that is divided into two types. One is front end part and another one is called as back end part. So what is mean by this means like for building a website, you need to build two things. One is front end and another one is back end. So the front end is actually takes care of the client side work, also called as client side work. What is mean by this? What is mean by this? So who is a client? For example, person who use that website, he is right now I'm using the ReStudio. I think just you 1 minute, it will be fine. The network will find within a minute. Okay, so adjust it. Right now it will be fine. Okay, so like the person who use the website, he is going to be the client. For example, I'm using the ReStream. Okay, so for example, I'm using the ReStream video now. So I am the client. Okay. So website design ka course. Okay. That is it. Okay, so that is, I'm going to be the client work. So I'm coming into the point like, so if you want to design a user interface, that is called as UI, it's going to be the front end part. And when you want to write a logic of the website, it is going to be the back end part. For example, I just give a glimpse. For example, in front end, we will create an user interface. So what is mean by user interface? For example, the navigation bar, and we will create the image, and we will give some of the sections, and we add some of the category, and we add the footer, and we will create it. That is called as UI. What is this? UI. We create the user interface that should be understood by the browser. So that is what we will create. So in backend, what is going to be the backend? So that is for the server. So this is UI is for client. UI is for client to neat looking website, and it should be in right alignment, right typography, everything will be, and it will be designed. Okay, and we do some code that should understand by the browser, and we will create the user interface. When it comes to server, it is called as the logic of a website. So what is meant by logic of a website? For example, you need to make a payment, like if someone give you an a service or business, anything like that, you are meant. So we need to transfer your money to other person. How we do in the back end. And if you want to search something, you are searching something in an information from the browser, so how it is happening, that is backend. And everything that is the logic of a website, that is called as backend. For a neat example I can give you, we will go for the website Wikipedia. I think most of you know us. So when I say front end, so what is the front end is going to be? It is going to be the user interface of this website. For example, the image is aligned, and here we have the tags, and here you can see what all listings has been stored, and the paragraph tag is there, and we have the images there, and input box is there, and they are neatly aligned. That is called as front end. That is going to be a back end. I'm searching something. For example, I'm searching for Git, and I press enter. You can see the pages get reloaded, and it gets reloaded, and then it produces some of the result that is related to Git. So what has just happened? So what has just happened is, in the input box, in the client side input box, I'm searching for some. What happened means the server takes the call, it takes the request. If I give and I searching for it, it is called as request, which means I'm requesting the browser to need that, right? I need information about the Git. So just request it, the server take the request. Then what it will do? It will go for, so what is the database? So database is like a storage unit where all the information has been stored. So right now we are Wikipedia. So the Wikipedia has its own server, and it has its own database. So it will check the database of Wikipedia, is anything related to this associated or not. So it will scan entire database. So that takes that. So you can see the reloading, right? The pages get reloaded, which means it takes some time, because it needs to take the request, and it need to scan entire data. It has so much of data, it go and search with all the data, and after it finds the keyword that is associated with Git will send the information to the user base. So that is called as response. Okay, so it sends the information to the response. Again, the server will do. So this part, that request is taken, go for database, checking for it, and is sending again. So this part is called as backend, which is actually a client. We will not see that. We will only see the pages get reloading, but happening behind that, right? So this is backend, and this is called as front end. Okay, so this is the one thing you need to right now. When it comes to front end, it is all about the UI. Mostly the design work we do with the code. So it is going to be the client side work. When I say backend, and this is going to be the logic, write the code, and we will work with the server and the database. So this is what we will do here. Okay, so combined together, it is called as a full stack. So what is meant by full stack? A person like he's capable to do full stack developer, front end developer, and his combination of both front end developer. A person can do both. Okay, so right now in this website we're going to see, like in this 30 minutes we're going to see about JavaScript. Okay, so now comes the part, like JavaScript is an front end scripting language. It is called as client-side scripting language. So if I say client-side scripting language, then what is the meaning of it? So JavaScript is used in the front-end part, which means something that interact with the UI. Okay, so now it is used in all, or we can use backend and also wherever the place we want to use. But mainly when JavaScript was introduced, it is used only for the user interface. Okay, so it is going to be the client-side work. Okay, let's see where is JavaScript is used. Okay, so let's go and see and real example here. Go for a website called Dribble, and I just click here. So this is a website that used for UI UX designer. They will use it. Just think about this. So we can able to, by using HTML and CSS, you can see we can able to create this website, right? We can able to create a navigation bar. Yes, of course, by using HTML and we can able to create, and we can able to create this hover effect. Yes, of course, we can do this. We can able to create the entire layout and see everything is layouted it, and everything is done. We can able to create this simple awesome website by using HTML CSS. We can able to do that, right? So then where JavaScript is used in front end. So you can click, you can see some of the categories that has been listed out. I just click typography. I just clicking it. You can see the page, the backside of the screen is getting changed. The animation is getting changed, right? There is no reloading is happen. If I click again, you can see the no reloading will happen, but also the link is changed and animation is also changed. If I go for branding, you can see it just changed, and you can see the background changed. No reloading has happened. So why I'm mentioning there is no reloading means it is not something that is associated with backend, right? So I'm clicking, which means I'm requesting something, but not for the browser. Okay, so means here what is the request? I click the branding. There is the branding animation should show in the background. Like if I click the mobile, so some mobile animation want to show in the background, and you need to change the text of an element. You can see mobile design for iOS, Android, and tablet. You click the web design, you can see that the text gets changed now. Just wait. You can see trend web page and landing page. If I give for animation, you can see to trending animation, graphics, and 3D design. Likewise, it is getting changed. How it is getting changed? And you can notice that there is that page is not reloaded. That means it is done by using JavaScript. Not only this, whatever you want. Like for example, if I click this, you can see the page is not reloaded, but you can see an entire a new pages come behind before this. You can see we can able to scroll it, and we can see all the image of a website. Do that, and we can get the user information, and also we can get the comment. So how is possible? It is possible by using JavaScript. So JavaScript is nothing but, if you want to interact with the website, if you want to make the website more lively, if you want to give life for your website, then JavaScript is very essential. Okay, so when it comes to right now, we don't see about the backend part, only focus on the front end part. Okay, when it comes to for creating a front end, we need HTML for the structure of a website, and we need CSS for the design of the website, and we need JavaScript for making the website dynamic and interactive. Right now we make some interaction, right? But for doing that, we need that. So that is what JavaScript is doing. Let's see how JavaScript is performing that. For example, what is going to be JavaScript? Java is nothing but a file. We're going to write a code, and that should be stored in a file. But you can consider we have browsers. So what is going to be the browser? We have Google as a browser. We have Chrome browser is there. Safari is there. Mozilla Firefox is there. There are so much of browsers is available. So those are browsers, right? So just imagine file is understandable by the browser. In simple terms, JavaScript is to speak with the browser. Some interaction happens, you need to change that. So that is it. For example, if someone clicks a button, you need to change the background image. If someone clicks a button, you need to change the text of an element. If someone double clicking a button, then you need to show a drop down. Like that, you need to speak to the browser and to tell that it is not associated with backend, it is front end. So JavaScript speak with the browser. Hey, he is clicking this button, can you change the element? Like that it will tell. For example, here we can go for the triple, and here you can see the background is getting changed, right? So what I'm going to do, I just minimize it, come here and go for inspect, and we can see this is the element that is showing the image. And if I click a button, you can see some blinking is happen. Some blinking is happen here, right? If I click and again, you can see some blinking will happen. You can see some blink will happen, it will visible and it will gone. So what is happening means JavaScript code is interacting with the browser, and it is making this in the HTML and CSS. You can visible here. If I click the web design, you can see the blink will happen. That is the changes happen in the browser's website. So that is what it will doing. So JavaScript to interact with the HTML, we can able to manipulate the HTML by using the JavaScript. So that is actually happening. If I click this button, I need to change the image, background image. This animation is need to change, and also the H1 element in a document. So we can speak with the browser and we can tell what to change, and it will change it. Okay, so that's what JavaScript will do that. So how JavaScript is doing that? Because if you come from a background of CSS, you can understand that browsers only understand zeros and ones. Computers understand only zeros and ones. Then how the browser understand the code that we written in JavaScript? It is when it comes to JavaScript, we write a code in English manner, right? We write a code in native English, right? So when we use some other programming language like Python, Java, all other things, it is not going to work in the front end. It is going to work in the back end. So in server, it is fine, right? Because we are done with that, right? So it is easy, right? So we can able to use that, right? But when it comes to front end, how the JavaScript is capable to work with the communicate with the browser, and how it is changing something called as JS engine. What is this? Each browser has a JavaScript engine. So they have JavaScript engine. The developer of Google Chrome created a separate engine for Chrome. The developer of Mac, they create a separate JavaScript engine for their browser Safari, and for Mozilla Firefox, they have developed a separate JavaScript engine. Like that, every browser create their own JavaScript engine. So what this engine will do? So whatever code we are writing in JavaScript, they take the code, it just convert to a bytecode. So what is meant by bytecode? It's a like low-level language that is understandable by the browser, similar to the machine code, but exactly not machine code, but similar to that. It is just take the code and pass it down. There are several activities happen inside the engine, and after that, when it comes outside, it will make the code to zeros and ones. It will save, it will be understood by the browser, and the browser making the changes. Okay, so JavaScript is like a translator. It converts our code to the browser. So the browser is get understand. Okay, so this is what happening when we making JavaScript code. But here is another problem is also. So I have only one JavaScript file. That file need to work in Chrome. So I use Chrome to test my code and it will be work fine. But you can see we have some other browsers also. Like we have a browser from Firefox, we have a browser for Safari, we have a browser for Opera, we have browser for so much of things, like we have so much of browsers, right? So here what is the problem is each browser has separate engine. For example, Chrome has separate engine, JS engine, that is called as V8. It is one of the fastest JavaScript engine. And Mozilla Firefox has its separate engine, that is called as SpiderMonkey. And Safari has its separate engine, that is called as, I think, Nitro. Okay, so they have different engine. Just think about that. I have only one JavaScript file, but it should go for Google engine V8, and it is go for Mozilla Firefox engine, it is go for Nitro, SpiderMonkey, like that. It will go for separate engine. Here what is the problem maybe, but for example, my code may be run correctly in Chrome because I'm using Chrome to develop my code. But when I using Mozilla Firefox as my browser, the code may be different. The reason is this browser uses different engine. So it takes the code and it converting to a bytecode. So that engine is different. So because the Chrome developer developed the engine, here Firefox developer developed their engine, and here Safari developer developed their engine. Both are different, three different communities, and how exactly their code comes same, right? So to solving the problem, what we need to do, we need to create a separate JavaScript file for each browsers, right? So we need to create a JavaScript file for Chrome, separately for Chrome. We need to create a JavaScript file separately for Mozilla. We need to create a separate file for Nitro, like we need to do. So if we do that, is that possible? No, right? The reason is market is different, and every time new browser came. So because of those competition, like we need to build JavaScript more and more, right? So that is not an optimized way. So then what happened? There is only one solution we need to hear. Like I have only one JavaScript code, and that JavaScript file should run exactly the same in Chrome, and also how it is run exactly the same, it should run the same in Firefox also run the same in Safari also, even whatever the browser is available. This one JavaScript file should run everything same in all the browser, even though the engines are different, right? Even though engines are different. So then what happened to came up with, here they introduced something called as ECMAScript. So this is not introduction, that is already the European Council is available. So what is ECMAScript means? It is the governing body of JavaScript. What is mean by that means it tells the rules and regulation of JavaScript, how it should perform in the browser. So it tells, it is the rules, it is the set of rules they have, and based on that rules only JavaScript need to perform in each browser. So it has some rules, So based on that rules only JavaScript has to perform on the browser. All the browser in the world accepted this JavaScript, because if they don't accept it, that means they will not survive, right? So they accepted that standard. So Chrome follows this ECMAScript standard, Firefox follows the ECMAScript standard, Safari, every browser follow the ECMAScript standard. What happened? So based on, so they need to, here we have rules and regulation. So what the Chrome developer will do, they develop engine based on the rules, So JavaScript, what is going to do, JavaScript you have ECMAScript, so it has some rules and regulation. So based on that rules only, those developers in the browser, they're going to develop the engine. So even though the engines are different, the JavaScript right now going to give exactly same answer in all the browser. It is not exactly, we can say 99 or 98 like that. Okay, it may change some changes. And even though you heard, if you go for the world of JavaScript, you came to know like some of the browsers will not accept JavaScript latest version, like the browsers like Internet Explorer, and we have Edge, and so much of things they don't accept the modern JavaScript. The reason is they are not updated to the rules and regulations of ECMAScript. Okay, so those browsers don't updated their engines to ECMAScript, they will not accept the ES6 standards. Okay, so what is meant by ES6? ES6 is nothing but ECMAScript, that is the rules and regulation. 6 is nothing but the version that is indicating. So ES6 is called as modern JavaScript, even though ES7, ES8 has been introduced, but ES6 the major updation happens. So ES6 has stick to be the modern JavaScript right now. Okay, so all the browsers support ES6, so we can, this updation means nothing but some of the syntax sugar is added and some of the new methods, new concept has been added. That's it, nothing to worry. Like a new update came for your mobile phone to install, same like that the new update came for JavaScript. They removed, they added something, they removed something, like that they will do some changes in JavaScript. That is what comes in the new version of JavaScript. Okay, so based on this standard of JavaScript, right now JavaScript is capable to run exactly the same in all browser. So we going to create one JavaScript file, and that is going to run exactly the same in all the browsers, so our problem is solved. Okay, so this is what happened, and this is all about ES6 and JavaScript. Okay, let's move on to the next topic. So I just give a sum up here. So when I say JavaScript, it is going to be the scripting language. Mention the word, it is going to be a scripting language, not a programming language. What is meant by ECMAScript? It is the governing body, rules and regulations that how JavaScript want to perform in a browser. They described that, and based on that only all the browsers creating their JavaScript engine to perform. Okay, so this is what they are doing. And this thing is about the JS engine. So this is like a translator. So each browser has their own JavaScript engine, and they will just convert their JavaScript file to the byte that the browser will understand it. Okay, so JavaScript speak with the browser to manipulate the HTML and CSS. Okay, so JavaScript itself, it will not do that. So what it will do, JavaScript is just like a scripting language, so it has the basic concepts of programming like variables, data types, functions and all. And we have something called as DOM. What is meant by DOM is document object model, and this is going to be responsible for the manipulating HTML and CSS to changing our document and changing the background image, color, whatever you want, like whatever the interaction we to do. And by the help of DOM, that incorporated with JavaScript is going to be done. Okay, so several things that here we need to notice. Who developed JavaScript? So JavaScript was developed by an person called Brendan Eich. So he came up with an idea of the most popular language in that time is like schema, functional oriented, and Java. So he think about that we need to combine these two things, and I just want to create user. So he come up with an idea of JavaScript, and even though it is valid and acceptable, and most of the people consider this as a like marketing strategy because Java is popular that time, we this as Java. Obviously JavaScript also becomes popular, but that is work. JavaScript is right now the most popular language, even more than Java, right? So JavaScript is occupying the number 1, number 2 position, right? So JavaScript is even more popular than Java. Okay, and like now you have a doubt like who created JavaScript engine. The person who created JavaScript, he created the JavaScript engine. The reason is because he created JavaScript, the browser need to understand. So he created the JavaScript engine too. So the browser is understand. So for which browser he created is, the browser is called as Netscape. I think you may hear it about it. So that is what he created. And the engine he developed was SpiderMonkey. That is right now used by the Mozilla Firefox. So right now it is still in use. Mozilla Firefox is using this JavaScript engine. And most fastest engine is called as V8 engine, developed by the Chrome browser. So they created that is they want to in the time of the introduced a product called Google Maps, right? So for the sake of that time there is so laggy when no JavaScript is there. So that time JavaScript will help it, and right now we are using Google Map like smoothly, right? So how it is possible? By using JavaScript without any backend interaction. Okay, so these all are the history and all. Okay, so now come to the exact point. What is the purpose of using JavaScript? So purpose of using JavaScript is just to manipulate HTML and CSS, and that's it. You may think like that, but is that enough? JavaScript, why it's become more popular language and why it's becomes more loud language? Is that the only reason it is manipulating the HTML and CSS, it has become popular? The answer is no. So when JavaScript was introduced in 1995, it came as a scripting language. So they used it for front end, right? So they only use for front end. Okay, and then several updates happen. Right now we have so much of frameworks. Okay, so in front end JavaScript, nothing can replace JavaScript. Okay, so there are so much of things, frameworks, libraries introduced. Like we have jQuery and Bootstrap in little bit later times after JavaScript introduced. And after that, what happened? Right now the libraries like React and frameworks like Angular and Vue.js has been introduced, and these things is giving the high paying jobs in the world of development. So if you learn React, it has the tons of job opportunity, you will get it. Okay, for Angular, it is used by Google, it is used for Google, and for the big tech companies using Angular. Okay, so and Vue is a community developer driven companies. Like most of the developer came together and they developed with a combination of React, created it. And React was developed by Facebook and was developed by Google, right? So those big companies also just keep focusing on that, and this session makes JavaScript irreplaceable in the field of front end. So it is the king for scripting language. Okay, so and even though JavaScript only used it in front end, a person named Ryan Dahl, what he did, he take the JavaScript and he incorporated with that Google engine V8 with C++. He creates something called as Node.js. So what he will do, he will run the JavaScript outside the browser. So right now JavaScript only used to speak with the browser. So he run the JavaScript outside the browser to speak with the server. So if I say server, then what it means? Yes, we can use backend we can able to use JavaScript for backend also. Okay, so that is the main important thing. So he created that, and for backend by using Node.js, it is a runtime environment for JavaScript. We can able to the backend. We can speak with the server, we can speak with the database, and we can create it. So by learning JavaScript, we can able to create a full stack. So even though you are learning some other languages like backend programming, PHP, Python, so much of things, you want to learn JavaScript. So for that, you focus only on JavaScript. You can able to go with front end, and also you can able to go with backend also, right? So this is what happens in the field of things, and JavaScript becomes more popular in that time. And right now it is also very useful in the future, considering as a future, and we are not sure that it is going to be future or not. Like for example, like Facebook changed their name to Meta. So they introduced a concept called augmented reality, virtual reality. So JavaScript, by use JavaScript, so much of library has been there, and we can use JavaScript for that. And we can use something called as Web3, and you may hear most of the work has been done in there. Right now it is falling down, and I know that when it becomes rising up or not, know that you can create Web3 and you can able to create robotics. Yes, of course you can use JavaScript, and in the field of ML you can able to use that. There are so much of field has been come. So that is how JavaScript is potentially increased it, and some of the concept that JavaScript has been introduced, that is adopted by some other programming languages, like the concept like closures, the concept like some other things. Some other programming language, even they don't have it. So after seeing JavaScript, they adapted that. Okay, so this makes the JavaScript more popular. So if you want to learn a programming language, you don't know what programming language I want to learn. If you learn JavaScript, just think about that. Even you're learning front end, you can able to go for a front end developer job. So if you learn JavaScript, you can continue the journey wherever you want. You just learn JavaScript, you can apply it for front end. It is very easy. You can get it into the front end job. And if you apply it in for back end, little bit effort you need to put, and then you can able to put it in that. Likewise, one programming language, everything. So you don't want an additional programming language support, right? So this is makes the JavaScript more even possible. Okay, so I don't done attendance till now. Okay, so just go and check the attendance. It is available in box only. Okay, so that makes the JavaScript more and more loud language and most popular language in the world. Okay, so that is what happened. So right now what we going to do, we're just going to implement some of the process, and we're going to check how whether how JavaScript is working or not. Okay, so how it is working, the real-time example. So for that, what I'm going to do, I have a file, and you can see I have folders in it. I just open it with Visual Studio Code, and we're going to practically coding that how JavaScript is working. Okay, fine. And what I'm going to do, I hard coded some of the things. I just remove it and I save it. Go for index.html, and right now you learned about HTML, right? So I just remove this thing. We don't want any other thing like this one. Okay, so I just have an document HTML file, and in the CSS file we have two styling. Body, we added some of the bleach color, we just added it, and in the head we added text align center. We just added the text alignment center there, and in HTML we have the document, and in here you can see app.js thing. Okay, so first thing is to add JavaScript to the HTML file. That is the main thing. So you need to add JavaScript file at the bottom of the body tag. Here you can see body tag is opened here and closed here, and before closing of the body tag you need to add that. Okay, so add it. JavaScript file. So here you need to add it. The same like how you add a link tag, like external CSS, you add a link tag at the head of the thing, and if you use some of the styling here, it will reflect the index.html, right? The same like whatever the code I return inside this app JSS, it is going to reflect the document. Okay, so for adding a JavaScript file, you need to use the script tag, and you need to use the attribute called src, and here you need to mention which file you need to add. Okay, so here I am naming the file as app.js, so I just added it. Okay, fine. So right now what I'm going to do, I just right click it, and I think you heard about the live server extension in the starting of the class. So that is what I'm going to use, and here you can see this is our app. So we can see there is a text is here, TWD welcome song. Okay, this is what here. I just right click it and I just go for inspect. So here you can see, if you click the inspect, you can see some black box is appearing, right? So this is called as developer tools. Okay, so this is called as something web APIs, like developer tools, we can use it. And I think you heard about the elements and all, if you perform that. And here what we need is console. So what this console is all about, so the console is the place where we get our errors, and we can check whether our file is working perfectly or not. Like that we can debug our code. Okay, so just refresh it, I just run it, you can see, and right, so this is not from our side, I just added an extension, so that is why it's showing. So whatever the JavaScript code we're going to write, if it is not understandable by the computer, then it's going to throw error here, and it is going to indicate us here. Let I just give a brief example here. For example, right now we successfully linked our linked our file, right? So I just randomly typing something like this. Okay, and I just call it here, it will throwing an error showing that JKD is not defined. So meaning is whatever thing we are returned, it is taken by the browser's engine, and the engine is to convert it. So if it need to convert that, it should be in the proper JavaScript syntax. So it should be in the proper JavaScript syntax. So then only it can able to convert it. So just like that, for example, if you go for Dubai, but you don't know Arabic, and there is a translator is there, and he converts English to Arabic. Okay, so he can able to understand English, and he will speak with English. Okay, but some other people, like a person from India, like regional language, like a Chinese guy, go there and he speak in Chinese, the translator itself not understand, right? So he will say, hey, I'm not able to I'm not able to understand what you are speaking, so can you speak in English? Same like that. So the engine is not able to understand, the browser is not able to understand that. So it is saying like, what you're speaking, I'm not able to understand, can you check this line? It is giving a hint for us, can you check in app.jss, first line it is throwing it. There is an something you I'm not able to understand. Can you check it like that? You can see here is the line. Right now, if I make this to fourth line and I just randomly typing it and I save it and come here, you can see it gives me fifth line. Fifth line I'm not able to understand. Can you check the fifth line? So the reason is we need to give a proper syntax here. Okay, we need to give proper syntax. That syntax is very important. Okay, for example, right now I want to access this console. How can I access it? So we have a method console.log. This is the method to access this browser. Okay, so this is the method that we have to access this browser. So whatever you are giving inside this browser, inside this console.log, it will be showed in this browser. Okay, for example, I just giving an word like the traditional welcome of all programming language has hello world, like this, and I'm saving it, and you can see the hello world is displayed here. So inside this console log, whatever things you are giving, it will be displayed here. Okay, so this is what happened, and how it is going to be useful for us. It's very useful to check whether our whatever the code we have, it is understandable by the browser or not. Okay, so it is going to be very useful for that. Okay, so what we going to do, we going to code and to understand how JavaScript is working and all. Okay, so we're going to work with the basics and the DOM operation. So right now we have only 15 minutes. I will just write some code and I will try to explain that. You just understand it, because for learning JavaScript, you need to spend more time. Okay, so that is what. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the background color of this entire application by using JavaScript code. So how can I do that? How can I do that means, first I need to grab the body. Like, what if I say like the entire background? So then what is the element that is responsible for? Body is the element that is responsible for all the things. Here you can see in style, we have the body. For body only, we have added the background color, something like this. If I added it, it goes even more. So first I need to grab that element. So how can I grab that element? So for that we have the DOM. Okay, so DOM is nothing but document object model. So by using DOM, we can able to select an element, we can able to delete an element, manipulate an element, change an element, append an element, whatever want, we can do that. Okay, so here I just create. Don't try to understand this. Okay, so I just telling what I'm going to do. Just understand what JavaScript will do. Okay, so don't try to understand this code. If you don't know JavaScript means, don't try to understand the code. I will explain each and every line of code, but you don't understand. You just don't try to understand that. Okay, so just say const body. What I'm doing means, I just creating it to store the element which I'm fetching. For example, I'm right now going to fetch an body element. So I'm going to store inside something called as body. Okay, so don't get confused. For using DOM, we need to give a word called document, and you need to give a comma, and you need to say which element. Like body is going to be the root element, so I'm directly saying. Okay, so right now what happened, the entire body element is grabbed from the document and it is stored inside this body. So if I say console.log body, now inside the console, you can see our entire body is grabbed. You can see our entire body is grabbed. So you can only we discussed it. So whatever the thing we are given inside the console, it will display in the console. So I just grab that and I say you need to take the element and store it in a identifier called body, and I just log it, will display here. Okay, so our code script will understand that. So the next thing what I'm going to do, I need to change the background color. How can I do that? Like for example, in CSS, how you change the color of the body? First, you need to select which element you need to change, and here body. So I selected it, and we use the curly braces, and here we give property, and here we give value. So this is called as declarations, right? So we give the property and we give the value. So this property is telling which thing I want to change. There are so much of property in CSS, like background color, font size, like that. The same like JavaScript also has so much of properties in DOM for manipulating DOM. Okay, so the DOM has so much of property. Right now I need to manipulate the CSS. So what is the property we have means I just want to call the element and I need to give dot, and right now I need to change the background color. So for that I need to access the CSS. We have a property called style. Okay, and another dot, and here you need to tell which in CSS which style you need to give. Here you can see all the CSS properties accessible here, from the starting of like text alignment, border, column radius, font family, everything is available here. So right now what I need to change the background color of it. So for that we need to tell background color. The only difference between there and here is, here everything written in camel case. You can notice here background, not clip color. I need the background color, and here you notice that this is called as camel case. But if you go for CSS, here you can notice that it is called as kebab. I think it is kebab case. Like you use the dash to separate here, but here it is uses the lower camel case. The first letter is small, and in between the joining letter should be caps. Okay, so that is what the case that JavaScript will follow. Okay, right now what I did, I just grab the body and need to, by using JavaScript, I'm trying to convey to my browser to grab the body and use a style. I'm going to use a style. That style is going to be a background color, and use the background color as what the color we can use. We can color, and we go here. We go for blue, and we will select this one. Okay, and what I'm going to do, we can go for blue color. Normally we can give the blue color. I just comment here, go here, and inside the square bracket I simply say blue. After saving this, see the changes. You can see the entire document is changed to blue. So how it has happened? Because after the HTML it gets run, after the CSS gets run, it just do all the HTML and CSS. After the JavaScript is, so first it will fetch the body, and it will log or the body in the console. And even we don't want this, we can log it here, and I say you need to change the style of a background color to blue. So right now what happened, the background color is changed to blue. So this is a good example for the dark mode, light mode. We perform we go for any, we choose the theme, right? So we have a button, we click this, the entire screen is changed to black, and the entire screen is changed to white when it comes to light mode. So how it is doing, by using JavaScript, the same style what we have did, we can able to do that. So only thing is the interaction. If someone clicks this, it need to change, right? So for that, what we can do, we can create a function. Even I'm again telling, don't try to understand what is const, what is body. Don't try to understand. Just understand what can JavaScript will do, because this is just minutes. Don't get confused. Okay, so we can create a function. A function is something, it has a block of code. It will runs only when someone calls it. Okay, for example, here I just say creating a function. I just creating a function, and I name, what I going to do, I just cut it here and paste inside whatever the code I written. I paste inside a function. So now if I save it, you can see that the code, that whatever the code we written, it will not run. Why means, like, the function will run only someone calls it. So here the name of the function change is going to be the name of the function. So the function will run when someone calls it. Okay, so right now I am calling the function. I just say change, and make sure you need to give this parenthesis for evoking the function. If I save it, now you can see that it is changed to red, right? So now if I comment it, you can see it is not working. If I call again, it will working, right? So what we can do, we can go and create a button here. You can go create a button, and I just naming the button as change, and here we have change. Okay, here we have an attribute that is called as event attribute. So to check what are the attributes, what are the events we have, you need to give on. So if you give a prefix on, it will show what are the events that is available. So what is mean by events means the interaction that is making the user is making. For example, clicking is an event, double clicking is an event, key pressing is an event, mouse hovering is an event. Mouse in, mouse leave, there are so much of event is there. Dragging is an event. Likewise, everything, whatever the interaction we make in a website, that is called as events. So right now I just going to use on click. So what this attribute will do, this button looking for this event is to run. So if someone clicks, for example, right now we use the click, right? So the button, what it's going to do, it is going to looking for a function to run. For example, if someone clicks this, it will execute the function. Okay, so that is what going to run. Right now what I'm going to do, I cut this one. I just cut this change here. Now you can see our page is here, and I go here and I going to paste the function inside it. So now what happened, someone clicks the button, it is going to execute the change function, it is going to call function. So now it is in the call function, it is in the JavaScript. So this function is get executed, and this will, what it will do, it will change the body to blue color. Okay, so right now you can see I just refreshing the page, you can see nothing is here. If I click this, you can see it is changed to blue, right? And you can again add it if this need to change. It comes to some other color, you can code it. In JavaScript we can able to do that. And even like when we use triple, now you can understand that triple is working. You can able to have an understand. Like for example, I'm clicking this button, you can see the background color is changing, right? Like the background animation is changing. So what is doing, if someone clicks this, the function has to be in. So what is inside that function, the inside the function different thing, like it may be an image. So right now we change the background color, you can add an image, you can able to change the background image, you can able to do anything. And also you can see we have text, right? So we have text like trending, brand, design, and identities and logos. So if I click the print, you can see the text is also get changed. You can see printing the trending design ping for books and magazines and posters. You can see that the text is also get changed. So how the text is getting changed? Changing the text in JavaScript, we have other properties. How in CSS for changing for background color, we have for changing the background color, we have background color. For giving font family, we have font family. So the same like that, for changing the text, we have something called as inner text and inner HTML. Like how can we use it? For example, which element I need to change? I need to change this one, this H1. So what I can do here, here is the H1. First I need element. So the body, head, and HTML or root elements, we can directly grab it because that is going to be only one. But when it comes to H1 or some other elements, it may be so much of things, right? So we are not going to directly call it. We cannot call something document.h1. We cannot do that. So it means again come to CSS. How you access an element? You can select an element by using ID, class, and tag. The same like in JavaScript also, you can select an element by using ID, class, and name. So right now in the element we have an ID called get. So based on that ID, I'm going to grab that element. So first we grab the element. I just say const, and here I just say head, and I just giving equal to, and I say document dot get elements, get element ID, because I need to fetch an element by using their ID, and here I just give head like this. Okay, so now if I also log head to check whether my element is successfully fetched or not, log it. Here you can see our successfully fetched. So right now what is the next thing I need to change? I need to change exactly same thing. So here if someone this, what happened? The text, whatever the text here in the H1, it is getting changed. So I clicking the illustration, you can see trending product design is changed to trending illustration. So this is exactly what I need to do. How can I do that? I can just go here, and here first I say head is the element you need to change. I just calling the head dot something called as inner HTML. And if someone clicks the button, you need to change. If someone clicks this button, you need to change the H1 to TWD welcome alls. Here is that. and here I just going to write. That's all for JavaScript. That's it. Okay, so I need to add like this. So if someone clicks this, I need to make this transformation. Two things I need to do. First thing is I need to change the background color to blue, and second thing is I need to change the text, inner text of an element. And if you want to change the background color also, you can change that. Like instead of background color, you can give color, you can give white like this, and I'm saving this. We can execute it. If I click it, you can see the color is changed to white, and also you can see that's all for JavaScript. I'm refreshing it. It is the original face. Someone clicks this, it will change it, right? So this is what JavaScript will do in the entire session. So it is what here is also doing, but the only difference is they use some of the delay to run a function. Like we can use that. There are so much of things is that a delay is there, and they use some of the animation effect to the background and all. And here we simply change exactly like, and go here and I'm clicking there. Boom, it's need to change. It need to change the background color and it need to display. So that is what we are here doing. So this is all JavaScript, guys. Okay, so this is all about JavaScript, not entire thing. Okay, so not entire thing, it's just a brief introduction of JavaScript. If you want to learn JavaScript, I'm taking JavaScript class for the past 4 days. You can attend for the basics, and the next week is going to be the advanced JavaScript class. You can attend for the advanced. If you want to learn JavaScript advanced, you can attend that for next week. Okay, you can get avail it. Okay, so this is all about for today's 3 hours of bootcamp. I think you may understand JavaScript, how it is working. That is more than enough. Don't get complicated. It is more than enough. Okay, so now I just hand over the session to our founder and 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚𝐿 here. Just a minute. Okay, so I think if you have any doubts regarding that, you can ask here. And I already said this is going to be very basics, and it is okay. Okay, no problem. Like sir is not available here. Okay, so the thing is, like, if you have any doubt, you can ask here, and we can wind up the session. So this is very introduction for JavaScript. Okay, so the brief, how it is the const, what is the body, what things we have discussed in the, and check it in the YouTube description, like YouTube playlist. You can see that we can have that for the past 4 days. We are taking daily 1 hour classes, in that it is available only. And tomorrow from Monday to Friday, we're going to take another 1 hour daily 1 hour classes for JavaScript to understand advanced concept. Okay, so it's going to come from the next week, starting from Monday to next Monday, Friday. We're going to take that. If you can attend it. Okay, so that's all for today. So if you feel like it is value, and whatever the thing you get it here, whatever the information it is like value, it provides value for you, just give a like and subscribe, and that gives the motivation for us. And you can just ask whatever the doubt you have, that you can ask here now. Okay, because we have another 10 minutes. Okay, so you can use for doubt clearing session, we can use that. Okay, so for today, make sure like giving a make sure that you are filling form. That is very important. Certifications like participation certificates, if you need it, and you can do that. So the certification, we will tag you in the LinkedIn, so it will help your profile to reach more. Okay, 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐭𝐢𝐜𝐚 sir is like having around 25 to 30 followers in LinkedIn, so he will tag you for participating, so you will get a better reach when you are in the post of our founder. It will be helpful too. Okay, make sure that giving it and subscribe. And if you don't fill the form, just fill that form. It will give the certification, and LinkedIn it will help your LinkedIn to grow too. And even if you have any doubts, you can contact us in WhatsApp, and also in LinkedIn. We are actively there. And if you want any notes and all, you can go for the webdev.tech. Okay, so there is a website available called the webdev.tech. I think my screen is not you can the webdev.tech. You can see a blog web. So inside there's a lot of blogs there. Okay, so you can go and support apps that you want to build, everything is there. Okay, so because it's around 6 books, I think. Everything is based by, it is in Amazon. He's published that, and he's most of the blogs, the blog website, and you can check it out if you want the notes and all. Okay, I think my screen is flipping. Okay, you can do that, and make sure to give a like and subscribe for this channel. And that's all for today. We will see you in the tomorrow's Monday's JavaScript class available. If you have any doubt, you can ask here, or otherwise we can wind up the section in 1 to 2 minutes. We can wind up the session. Okay, so just wait for a second. We will wind up that. Okay, sure. Okay, so see you guys. See you.